All right, good morning, everyone. Glad that you're here this morning on this cold Friday morning on December 13th. Super pumped that you're here. If you're here for the first time, my name is Tyler, and I'm going to be helping navigate you through the wild world of day trading futures. During the live streams, you can expect me to share my daily trading bias, showing you real-time trades, giving you a front row seat to all the action. So we're going to have a good day here today. If you are joining after the stream, you can jump to the key points on the timeline down below the video where you'll find all the trades that I've taken along with the detailed explanation of what I was thinking and why. Lastly, if you're looking to take your trading to the next level and you're ready to go from demo but you're not ready to do a live account, or you're on a live account and you're like, man, I'm losing way too much money on this in this process, and you want to do you want to use prop firms, you can use the code DTJ and you can get 80% off your first or any of your eval accounts. That's $29 for a 25K account and $33 for a 50K account. And with that, let's go ahead, open in prayer, and let's check out this crazy morning, because we have a huge opening, a gap that was just created this morning. So let's go ahead and pray. Father, we honor you this morning. Thank you that you've given us the ability to produce wealth. Thank you for everyone that is on stream and that will join stream. Father, I pray blessings and increase over their lives, over their trading journey, Father, that they would have clear understanding, Father. They would not be manipulated by the market, but they would be patient. Father, we give you all the glory, honor, and praise, understanding that you and you alone have given us the ability to produce wealth. We honor you in Jesus' name. Amen. Good morning, J Money. Good to have you here this morning. Eva, good morning. Glad to have you. Hope you're doing well. Candlestick, what's up, my friend? Ted, how you doing? Guttenberg, amen. All right, let's take a look. Phil, it's good to have you. It's going to be a good day today. Let's rock and roll. Let me make sure I got my stuff figured out here. I ended up passing one of my evals yesterday, so I'm going to get that going. But we had a crazy opening price yesterday. If you have not seen it, check it out. It's like over 90 handles. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. All right, let's look here. So right here, folks, look at this gap. Look at that. We closed here, we opened here. That's just insane. That's insane. I can tell you that I'm looking for bearish prices. We've hit all-time highs again before market open. I want to see lower prices. I want to see this gap filled. I'm only going to take downside trades. I mean, it's pretty clear in my mind. We may have missed a nice opportunity in this low right here with this candle. A nice sell-off from this up-closed candle, rebalancing and hitting this order block over here. So we got these equal lows sitting right here. I'm going to see if we can get a little push higher. If not, we may take a stab towards these equal lows sitting right here. And then from this high to the low right here, this is equilibrium. So this is the level that I really want to target. Even if we get these lows, if we have a retracement, I would like to run towards equilibrium. Honestly, we could go all the way down here. I mean, the opening range gap is enormous. So opening range gap, let's break it down into quarters. So these are the different quarters. We have our top, we have our second, third, and fourth. This is equilibrium right here. So we're going to see how it wants to react. Look at where the first quarter ends. Do you see this? Here's the first level here, and look what it overlaps with. It overlaps almost perfectly with the low. This low right here comes in at 698, and this level right here is sitting at, what is that? Did I say 690? No, sorry. this level right here is 698 as well. So it came in at the exact quarter point, the first quarter of the premium side of this gap. So we're going to want to see this reach for the midpoint. That's really what I would like it to do. All right, let me finish getting everything set up here, folks. But that's kind of what I'm looking for right now. There we go. All right, looks like we're going to tag these equal lows right now. We got our opening range gap. We got our new day opening gap. We got our London low. We have our midnight open sitting right here. So midnight open is right at the new week opening gap. London low is sitting right just above it. Opening range gap is going to be fairly high. We got the 5 minute, 1 minute, and then 30 seconds down here. I'm expecting some type of resistance. It'll probably reach into this level right here. This is a 5 minute fair value gap. We'll see how that plays out there. All right, we got about 4 minutes till market open. Good morning, everyone. Northern, how you doing, my friend? Alkai, good to have you. Ted got scared out of the position. Well, you were. When did you get into a short? The only opportunity that the nice opportunity that I see would have been right here. This candle right here. You could even got in here and then have to deal with a little bit of drawdown, but it would have went away really quickly. But this is right here would have been the nice spot. Take note of this. Look how aggressive these two candles are. We obviously have turned over. This is what happens all the time, is you'll get 2 aggressive, 3 aggressive candles. When you get those aggressive candles coming into a level like this, those are the levels we want to watch for, because when it immediately rejects it, you want to go short. Those are beautiful trades. Wish I was on for that. Good morning, Deborah. You got in at the 908 candle. Not a bad place. Not a bad place at all. Especially you got this down closed candle right here. This down closed candle is where I would have been looked at for my next target. Look how accurate that is. So high, low, higher, high. This is acting like a breaker on the buy side of the sell side curve. And then we have price run up into it, tagged it. Oh, where'd you get scared out at? Because this candle would have scared me a little bit, the 912 candle. Good morning. So at this point, I want to see this up close candle right here act as resistance. Yes, we grabbed equal lows, but on the 5-minute, we could get a retracement to this 5-minute here. I'll do an order block at the 5-minute here. And that comes out to be this high. That makes sense. I would like to see maybe a sweep of this liquidity and then a continuation lower. This 5-minute is going to give us an order block right here. Let's see if we can get it an expansion. I'd like to see an expansion lower, but we need to wait and see. We need to get some more details. Some more details here. Nice little expansion. Just swept these highs right here. What do we got for news today? Pretty much nothing. Sweep of liquidity. We have some an inversion here. The only thing I don't like is that we have equal lows already put in. So if I'm going to see lower prices, I really need to see a displacement below this 5-minute candle. Otherwise, we could still see some higher prices. I like this reaction right here. It would be nice to see this hold. This would be a good place for a reversal, to be honest, as well. Not a fair value gap on the 1-minute, but we do have this decent 30-second. It's also in line with a breaker to the upside. So we have a conflicting confluences at the moment here. And considering we hit equal lows, I kind of bet more on a bullish reaction than a bearish reaction at the moment. But there's a lot of volatility, especially with that opening price. Let's see where we got. 925, 930 is right there. I'm liking how we're sitting at this level. Bodies are respecting. What could you reach higher for? Do me a solid, folks. Hit the like button. Let's get up to 20 likes, and then we'll do our on-screen execution. Make sure everything's working properly here. Come on. There it goes. All right. Let's check out the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute has a fair value gap sitting right here. I wonder if we reach up into this 15-minute. And then on the 30, there's one there. The hourly. Ooh, we dipped all the way down to the hourly. Yeah, it's uncertain here, folks. This candle here could be a catalyst for higher prices. The 4 hours is going to close in 24 minutes. Five-minute, we have a small fair value gap right here, but I really, if we're getting all the way up here, we're going to run these. So we just need to see how we react here. Yeah, based on the equal lows, I was more confident about a bullish reaction to this fair value gap as well as this breaker right here compared to this bearish breaker because we ran equal lows. And we can't really, it's hard to compete against all-time highs. So we got all-time highs here. ES still hasn't hit all-time highs. We do have relatively equal highs sitting right here on ES. That's interesting. So we got ES right here, and we got these relatively equal highs we swept above, but still haven't done anything with. We are going to run these, folks. We are going to run these. So I think even though I want to be bearish, I'm not sure if we're going to hit these today, but if that's in the cards, then, folks, we're going higher. We are going higher. We're not going to take any frivolous trades. We're going to be very careful on the trades we take. Looks like we left our first fair value gap sitting right here. I would like to see this untouched until after we run the highs. Nope. All right, we did sweep this small high right here, but we haven't hit all-time highs. That sucks. We're not going to take any type of short here. This kind of feels like a no-brainer long, doesn't it? Not going to take that either. I'm looking at this as a manipulation leg. If this is a manipulation leg, one standard deviation comes in right just above midnight open. Let's see if we can, if we don't get a new high and it failed to get a new high, that would fit the narrative with a low high, lower low, model 2022, break lower, breaker, move lower. Oh, okay, so we popped the highs right here. Let's see what happens now. All low resistance liquidity right here. Nice all low resistance liquidity. This 1 minute fair value gap was money, and I chickened out. Honestly, I would have chickened out too. I mean, I don't think it's chicken or not being chicken. I think it's just deciding what your risk tolerance is. And for me, I'm not going to take it. So don't be ashamed. I wouldn't, not ashamed is the wrong word. Don't be like looking as a negative thing. If it's not part of your plan, don't take it. Well, I hope you're banking here, Phil. Way to go. Yeah, I'll be honest. The reason why I didn't take a long was, number one reason is I've been burned too many times trying to go too quick to open. So I've learned to just be more patient. But nice reaction. We should see price reach up this one standard deviation at least. I thought about considering taking a long on this retracement into this order block. I didn't do it. What would that be from a weekly perspective? I don't know if we're gonna. I think we had this discussion before. I felt like we were supposed to have a full-bodied candle, and we didn't even get it last week either. There's no structure for us to take along here, folks. I'm not going to rely on this tiny little fair value gap to potentially take a long in. There's no structure. We need more structure. I mean, even if it's short, I need more structure for a short as well. You know, here's another reason why I probably won't take. I didn't take a long off that first fair value gap. Is I've seen the first fair value gap be ran through multiple times, so I kind of use it as a reference point on where's my bias? The bias was long, but I just, no, I'm going to be careful. I'm not abandoning my bearish bias quite yet. I'm willing to play in this narrative, into this bullish narrative right now. But as far as a bullish bias goes for the day, that's what I still like that idea. I still like a bearish bias. I don't know why I would even say bearish bias on a higher time frame. This just looks so bullish. All right, so we tagged one standard deviation, or we came just up. No, that's 95%, so we haven't yet. Nice job, Deborah. Hopefully you got a good pay. If you're green, we need a rhyme. If you're green, then close your trading account and go have some fun outside. So if you guys can come up with a little rhyme for that. If you're green, leave and I don't know. All right, here's a breaker right here on the 30-second. Barely displaced below it. I like this. I'm not going to take it though. We just have too much aggression right now that I want to see the higher time frame, or at least the 1 minute, have a little more structure. There's not much structure here on the 30-second. You see more details, but we're still respecting this fair value gap right here. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything. Dang it. Oh, yeah. I mean, Ryan, this would probably be my favorite. Boom. Boom. With a fair value gap right here, I would 100% take that. The fast move and the fast reversal are probably some of my favorite types of trades. But it needs to obviously make sense in context of everything else. I don't think I'm going to go short until these equal highs on ES are hit. I think that's what I'm going to wait for. I've decided. It makes the most sense. I'm not going short until these equal highs are grabbed on ES. Okay, here's ES right here. Here's the equal highs. Okay. It's just too clear. And I think we're going to get a large sell-off on NQ when we hit this on ES. So I'm going to sit on my hands. That's what I'm going to wait for. If the 15-minute on ES closes below this candle, maybe we don't get these equal highs. But I'm probably going to wait for 4 more minutes for this to take place to see what happens here. I think because it just makes sense to see this ran and then reach into this 15-minute fair value gap sitting right here. But if we're going to sell off here, that's basically a reaction without making a higher high here. We may have to change, but I think we still are going to go higher here. Not a single fair value gap on this retracement. So 30-second right here. I think this plays out to these highs. If this 1 minute fails, or if this 1 minute plays off of this breaker, well, that's not a breaker, but you can play it. It's touching this breaker right here. So if we get this inversion on this 30-second, I may be interested in that. No close. Closed on the midpoint of that fair value gap. ES did close below that. It did close below this order block right here. So my narrative for wanting to see these equal highs is not as pronounced. I'm less interested in this fair value gap now. I wanted to see it on the first one. It still could work out here. I mean, it looks nice. I may consider it. I'm going to hold off. If I'm not 100% confident on it, I'm going to wait. It looks like it didn't close there. Bullish breaker off the previous all-time high. Yeah, I was looking at a little bit higher, looking at this order block right here. If we come all the way down to this order block and don't follow through in that, that could be a place of continuation. %50 of this candle also is this order block's high. I like that. If we can get down to this order block, we can sweep 50% of this, find support here. I would consider looking for a long. So this 5-minute candle is what I'm marking. The exact midpoint of this entire candle is this order block. These series of down close candles, it's the high. It's overlapping with it. So I like that idea, seeing what we do right, not exact, but we're right around there. We'll see what happens around these levels here. Yeah, I mean, absolutely could. I mean, I'm still heavily leaning on ES as equal highs. I want to see that tagged. If you're just joining, here's ES right here, and we have these relatively equal highs. Yes, we get a little bit of a wick above it, but that's consequential. I want to see these levels made jagged, so price come up into here. I'm looking at that as the draw, so if this potentially is the draw, ES could go higher. We are coming into a breaker on ES right here. Low, high, lower, low. You could also look at this one here, but it's really that one right there. Here's our fair value gap for the long. We'll see where it forms. I still like this this 1 minute, the first fair value gap for a short as well. I mean, until this point, everything is still considered as bullish. Sweep of this low, inside that fair value gap, reaction off the first fair value gap. If this is an aggressive close, I'll take that. Target would be this high. It's about 20 handles. This itself is 12 handles. This is an institutional order flow entry drill the other direction if it doesn't go any higher. If that's the case, we would want to see this expand lower. But if we are aggressive going through it, that's attractive for a long. I wanted to see it do it in 1 or 2 candles. Now that it's kind of going slower, I'm less interested in it for sure. But I might still take it. Might reduce my size. I want to wait for this to retrace. If it goes higher from here, then it goes without me. I want to come back down here. I'm just not willing to take a 20 handle stop loss risk, because that's what this would be. If I go from this low to that high, that's 19 handles. So I don't want to go long from here. I would rather go long from here, from this point. Yeah, I like man, I wish this candle was this candle. And we literally closed. I would have taken it. I hate that it's like, okay, and then we close well above it. The risk to reward is just too great, guys. Here's the risk. The risk is all the way down here for a profit target of 14 handles. So, or a break-even point. So my risk is much larger than my profit. And it's poor risk to reward. So poor risk to reward, probably going to pass even if it works out, which it did. And it's just something I have to do if I want to be profitable long term. There'll be another trade. You could have taken the 30-second, which was right here. I just don't know if I would have. I personally wouldn't have taken that. Too small. It's one handle. 1.5 handles. ES is forming a breaker right here. Low, high, lower, low. We just wicked up into that. And this order block. You could see an expansion lower here on ES. I like this 2-minute. $15-minute closed, making an order block here, or just a down close candle. What did the 4-hour look like? Yeah, it's not a 5-minute order block. I didn't mean that. ES created some equal lows. These are equal lows. This 1 minute just closed below the last 1 minute we just closed below. I'm waiting for the 2 minute though. It might cause me to miss the move. The 2 minute was just, I mean, look at the 2 minute. Now look at the 1 minute. Which one's more obvious besides this box? There's a 1 minute here, but we can't do that because there's a smaller 1 minute right here. So you'd have to wait for this one, but it's significantly smaller. I don't care about the LRLR above. But we're not going to have an opportunity for that 2 minute short. That sucks. And the equal lows are about to be tagged on ES. Yeah. We're going to have to consider this 1 minute for a close below the 1 minute here. I don't even know if I like this 1 minute that much right now. It's close to a 1-to-1. But if I'm going to take this, I really need it closer to this. I think I'm going short right here. I'm going to see if we can get a reaction here. Oh, ES just tagged. I don't like that. I do like the 5-minute rebalance. I'm okay with the risk. I need a reaction lower right here. If we expand higher, then I'm going to close the trade. We have a fair value gap entry. Low resistance liquidity run, meaning no fair value gaps. I'll show you after this trade. Don't like it closing that way. I need it to close red. Break even is at that point. Stops at break even. Looking for price to run through this low. Oops. And I think I'm going to expand this down a little bit more. All right. Take profit taken. Got about 20 handles on that trade. A little less than 20 handles. Good win there. I'll take 20 handles and get out. So if we're looking at the chart, from this high right here, if you look left, So I'm answering Marco. Maro? Is that how you say your name? Kiraz? Maro. I think it's Maro. Hopefully I am pronouncing that right. Sorry. Maro, if you look at this high right here. Right. This high right here. Everything above this line, you will not see a fair value gap. Okay? Everything is just swing highs. We call this low resistance liquidity. The creation of this low resistance liquidity in itself is high resistance liquidity. Meaning, you don't want to trade this. You want to trade the candle that runs through this high resistance area or this low resistance area. So the creation of this area is in itself high resistance, and this running and price running through it is considered low resistance liquidity. So right now we are seeing low resistance liquidity towards this, or we're seeing price move quickly through this low resistance liquidity. There's no more fair value gaps down here. So we just had our first close below that 1 minute fair value gap. ES, I need you guys to see that. We did all of that without ES doing just a wick below this low. It did not. ES or NQ came down by like 40 handles while ES stayed in the same spot. I still think we're going back up. I still think we go back up. That's where I'm at. So that low resistance liquidity that's sitting right here, Maro, I apologize. I probably sound like a doofus. This could be a point of interest to actually take a trade. So, for example, now that we've ran this low, ES ran its equal lows, if we find support at this 930 price, we could potentially take a long right here on this 1 minute, this being an inversion fair value gap, going long through here, and there from this point on, you do not see a single fair value gap as we go higher that is completely wide open. Everything's accounted for. All fair value gaps are accounted for. So we could see quick price action through that. That's what we mean by low resistance liquidity, is it moves quickly through an area because there's no fair value gaps. Just like we closed below this 1 minute fair value gap, tagged it, and we really could move quickly through this level right here. So now that we closed below the 1 minute, I am interested in lower prices, just as I took that short on that 2 minute short earlier. We'll see if we can get another decent setup, but we're going to wait for a quality setup. At this point, we have this level right here, this bullish order block that price already came up to and touched, and then it reacted from. I think there is a little uncertainty here until we start getting some displacement. I think what I would like to see, if I'm looking for a long, I would look for this, a run into this breaker here, and then a move higher. That's what I would like to see, and that's what I'd be interested in playing. I probably wouldn't necessarily take this inversion directly. I'd wait for it to come back down and tag this breaker right here. Since we've swept these lows here, that's what I would be interested in. Because I would want that confirmation that we are going higher, and that confirmation is going to be a close above this 5 minute candle. Give me a change in state of delivery right here. So this down close candle at 10:25 could be an order block, meaning if we close above that level on the 5 minute time frame, we are we have a higher probability that we're going to see prices move higher. And that's kind of what we wait for. We wait for that change in state of delivery to give us that confidence that prices are going to move higher. Oh, I care about saying people's names correct. You can't convince me otherwise. Done for the day. All right, Northern. 5 green accounts. Have a great weekend, my friend. Be blessed. Body of this green candle stayed below this level and the fair value gap, which, in my opinion, is heavy. ES is still sitting right around those equal lows. We do have this low resistance liquidity sitting here. Low, 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 low. And then we have the closing of that gap that was created this morning. So maybe we go to fill that gap. Yeah, I mean, it's a large, I've seen very large opening range gaps be left open, especially around all-time highs. That's the thing, Richard, is around all-time highs, it's almost, until it becomes very obvious that we want to rush through those, here's what I know. Here's what I think is happening, okay? I think if we can get down to these equal lows again, I think the run after these equal lows are going to be very aggressive lower. I think it's all high resistance right here, a lot of up and down price action trying to get people out of the move, thinking we're going higher again. And if we get below these equal lows, I'm not looking for a reversal. I'm looking through it. I'm looking that it just plows right through it and runs lower. That's what I would want to see. If we get that low. Until then, we could see a bounce at any moment. I mean, we could really see a bounce, and we're in the bounce zones. We got a breaker right here. We got another breaker. We got an order block. I mean, there's multiple reasons that we could see a bounce. So ICT, speaking of that, Richard, ICT talks about the 3 PD array rule. If your short goes against you through 3 PD arrays, you need to close the position. So what could that look like? Let's just say you got short here. Oops. Let's say you got short here, right? The 3 rules would be, here's a fair value gap, here's a breaker, and here's a mitigation block. If we get through this level and close above this fair value gap, that's probably not a good sign, because it's overlapping with 3 other confluences that say we should go lower. So I do like lower prices. I just need additional confirmation on my end. I don't know if I shared this earlier, but Apex is, they just announced yesterday that they're doing 80% off their eval accounts. So you can use the code DTJ. I just dropped that right there. Sitting at the top. What are all these other streamers? They use Streamlabs. What the heck is Streamlabs? I have no idea what that is. I haven't looked into it. It's like Streamlabs are posting their stuff for them, so it doesn't sound like it's coming from them. Yeah, I guess people don't like asking for people to use their code as often. I mean, I'm not ashamed to ask about it. I mean, everything I give here is free, and it's free to use the code. So, if you want to support the channel and you already use Apex, that would be very kind of you. I would really appreciate it. All right, 930 price right here. Let's see how we react right here. This is the opening price. All of this could be viewed as manipulation, and I would want to see that as manipulation. And if we can get a short here, that would be beautiful. So look at the 5-minute, folks. Look at these, all of these up close candles. Look what they reach up into. Order block. Order block. Displacement. We probably get another one. Order block. So in my mind, what I'm going to look for is a retest of this 5-minute once we displace lower of this 5-minute order block. That's what this is right here. So if we can get some displacement here without actually running the low again, I think that would be of interest. They're valid. 100% for Apex. You can trade 30-second. They don't know if you're trading on the 30-second, 1-minute, 5-minute, 10-minute, 100-minute. They have no idea. It's just a chart executed. Because, I mean, if I'm in a position, I could go to the 1-minute and I could still see my position. Does that make sense? So you're not invalid by taking that. What you're invalid is if you don't follow your rules. You don't follow their rules. Alex, thank you. Actually, I got this from the EXP store, so they made it. I don't know how they made it. So Apex, not Apex, EXP gave our broker gave out some discounts, and so I had some unused cash that I had to use. So I got the hat from their branding center. No, this is EXP, which is a publicly traded company. It's a company that I'm a broker at. I'm a realtor at. The company that I own is DTJ, and which is specific for day trading. All right, I'm expecting a lot of movement right here. So if we can get some type of wick higher, I would be interested in that. But I'm expecting some big candles here. Because there's no more, pretty much no more resistance. All this low resistance liquidity. But remember here, okay? Yes, this is all happening, but look at this 5-minute, okay? Look at this 5-minute. What can we wait for? We can wait for price to come back up to either this level or this low, because there's a high probability it's going to do that. Now, if it just runs right through everything because of all of this, then we miss the trade, and Well, at least I'm missing the trade. I'm not going to take it. But there's a good shot we get some type of pullback. Maybe not up to this 5-minute order block, but we could get one to that breaker right here. I'll mark that. Here's London lows. So see how I said that price is probably going to chop here, and then once we get down here, it's going to be aggressive? Yeah, I wish I actually did something about it. My screen is not centered on the latest candle. Am I not on? Oh, I'm on the micro. I've been talking this whole time. I feel like a doofus. Sorry, folks. You get to see all my lines now. Way to go, Richard. Oh, man. Taking 43 handles. I mean, I got 20 handles and I got out here. How do you think I feel? I feel good because I got my money. I'll wait for another opportunity. Yeah, there's always more room to grow and get better. But, man, take the money and run. All right, so here's the opening, new day opening gap sitting right here that we're sitting right above. I don't think we're probably getting back up here before we hit some of these levels. So we will look for an opportunity, see if it wants to give us an opportunity here. I need to get rid of some of these lines. It's driving me crazy. I'm going to get rid of that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. We ran right through this. I'm going to get rid of these. I think that's a waste. London low has been hit. We got our new day opening gap sitting right here. Yeah, sometimes I don't even know, like I forget to switch back my charts. I'm sorry, guys. At least it wasn't. At least that was the screen that we saw the trade on, at least. All right. Yeah, I like this structure for a continuation lower. Let's see how we get back up to one of these levels. See if it gives us a fair value gap to the downside. Because we could take a short right off of this entry. We could take a short right off of the first introduction of the breaker. I haven't done the statistics on it, but when we come up to that first breaker, typically it reacts with at least 10 handles to the downside. The only downside to that at this point is we ran London low. That's the only thing I don't like. And it's the reason why I will not take it. We ran a key level. Now, this key level could be nothing to the algorithm at this point because it wants to move lower, which I think that's the case. But we could get a deeper retracement because we've already hit London low. That's how I would treat that. And I think midnight open is our draw on liquidity. I think midnight open is our draw because we haven't tagged it yet. We haven't tagged it in the London session. And if it's not tagged in the London session, I want to see it grabbed in the New York session, AM session. The AM session of New York. We got a 30-second here that we could use, that we could play off later if in case price starts getting aggressive on a move lower. I think we're going to get a reaction here. If I'm going to take the trade, I need to take the trade with my normal size. I'm not going to play a lower size. Come on, Tyler. This one didn't make a new high. We'll see how this candle closes right there. Look how it stopped right there. Five minutes about to close in 5 seconds. I want to see it reach up into this. I want one more push higher. Give me a push higher. Above that high. Come on. Don't make equal highs. All right, so right at this point, I'm watching this 5 minute. I want this 5 minute to reach into this. If we could have reached into that, I would have taken a short. All right, so look at the reaction that we got from that breaker. This is what I told you. It usually gives 10 handles. I was concerned with us already grabbing the London lows. The reason why I didn't take it. And then the 5 minute closed, and I wanted it to wick up into that fair value gap. And if it wicked into there and rejected it immediately, I would have taken a short. So at this point, I'm watching this 30-second. "30-second did not close. The 1 minute did close. I've had 1 minute's fail because of a 30-second. All right. I'm going short here. close above that 30-second would be a invalidation of the trade. These are big candles, so it is a big risk. I'm targeting midnight open right there. Stop to break even is right here. I think I'm going to go ahead and move it to stop to break even. I'm already at 10 handles. I want to see it expand lower. I'm not going to take a loss on this. I'm going to sell 4 contracts. We're going to leave a runner. Okay, there's 4 contracts sold. I have 1 runner left. Tagged midnight open. Let's see if we want to go lower, if it's going to react higher here. All right, stop at break even. That's why we sold at midnight open, because once you tag midnight open when it hasn't been tagged before, let me give you an explanation for this here, folks. Okay, so when you are looking at price action for the morning and you're getting set up, okay, you need to look at where has midnight open been tagged. Okay, look at midnight open right here. Okay, midnight open is right here. Here's midnight open. We run below it, but then the last point we hit is at 12:51. London began at 3 o'clock right here, and that was the low. So usually you'll see the London session overlap with midnight open. If it doesn't, we want to use midnight open as our draw on liquidity for a move towards that level when it hasn't been hit. And that's exactly what happened. And look at the reaction we got from midnight open. Okay, could it have also been the new day opening gap? Sure, but midnight open in this case was the one that wasn't tagged. So took our profit right at midnight open, and we are done for the day. That's 2 winners on the day. Technically, I had 1 loss with 930, the 930 model. 930 model did not play out this morning. But we are up really nice on all accounts. So, Ryan, you're holding yours? Ryan's holding his. All right, bro. Let's make it happen. Let's see a big drop. Next level, this is the low. Low is at 21,698. Oh, son of a gun. A stinking break even. The reaction to midnight open is so huge. Hey, way to go, Deborah. Congratulations. Proud of you. That's awesome. Okay, Richard. I'm rooting for you. I'm out. I'm done, but I'm wanting to see it drop. I think we still have lots of room. So you could have a big trade on this one. I'm sure there's going to be some ICT traders that are like, oh yeah, I got in up here And I was not going to sell until we ran the lows of until we hit midpoint. If you're going to sell the trade, you need to take some profit off of at 21,698. And then I personally, if I was still in this, look at closing my trade at the midpoint of the new day opening gap, which is right here. 675. Oh, you're out now too? Okay. Okay. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Once you see your profit and you hit some good numbers, it's like, let's just go ahead and take that money. Overall, good week, folks. This is a great way to end the week. I'm not going to take take another trade. Not at all. We are up over 1,000. Over 1,200, 1,250, 1,500. Quite frankly, I don't even know. $1,300. All right, there's the drop. Now, to be honest, we should all get off and not watch this drop without us. Because it's going to be painful. All right, so there's equal lows right there. So we just tagged equal lows right there. Expect some type of reaction here. Or if it blows right through it, that's just insane. I wish my one runner didn't get stopped out either. Man, that would have been nice. Holding that one runner for like 100 points. That would have been nice. Reaction right there. That's where I'd want to see another short right there. It came back up into that level, which was the low. So we would want to see an expansion from that tag right there, and that's what we're getting. What are you talking about? It's like 75 degrees here. Ignore the giant coat that I'm wearing. All right, we hit the midpoint. There, that would have been the target. So it's actually 70 degrees in my office, so that's what I'm living in, is 70 degrees, because I ain't going outside. I think that's supposed to be for tonight. Yeah, I think we're supposed to get some type of snow tonight. I better go make sure my snow blower's working. Well, guys, I'm proud. I'm proud of us. We took 2 trades. We capitalized on this down move. I pulled out about 40 handles total for today. I'm grateful for that. I'm not complaining. So a 40 handle day. Now the only thing that I don't necessarily regret is I really considered increasing my size today, and I did not. I was gonna go to 10 micros instead of 5 micros, and I didn't. Check the weather in Erie, Pennsylvania. Was it pretty nasty out? The main reason I think I didn't do it is because my 930 model didn't give me a win. So because there wasn't a win, I decided to keep my size at 5. I didn't want to increase my risk when I was in drawdown, so got out of drawdown with just my normal contract size. But eventually, I never used NinjaTrader. I used Trade-of-8. That's what I use, but I mean everything you're looking at is TradingView. So I copy everything, or everything's linked together. TradingView allows you to copy it or link it together, so I can do all my executions and everything on TradingView. I just like the everything on TradingView. I've used it for such a while now. They did a travel ban because of the snow. Dang. I saw some pictures from Ontario, Canada. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm going to show you this. This is insane. What I saw was insane. Hang on. Let me find it here. Okay, check this out. Look at this. This is Ontario. These are lakefront homes in Ontario, Canada. Look at this. This is just insane. I mean, it looks like a gingerbread house with frosting all over it. I mean, that's incredibly. Oh, incredible. Just plastered. I mean, it's mesmerizing to look at. The houses, look at the houses behind it though. The houses behind it are fine. The ones that are right next to the lake, man. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's insane. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about Omaha, Nebraska is it's cold. It's cold. It's cold. My brother was foolish enough to move away. So for those that don't know, Ryan Bundy on here is actually my brother. That's my brother. He moved to Florida, away from his entire family. What a loser. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. All right, so we're coming towards the end of the 11 a.m. macro right now. So, folks, I think at this point, we're going to call it a day. We ended well. We are green on the week. It was a great trading day. We were very disciplined in the choices we made. We weren't frivolous in our trading. So, I think this is a good place to call it a day. If you're interested in some of the analysis, Mario, I mentioned earlier, but I do have a day trading community. We have a Discord as well as a Purpose-Driven Trader Academy that gives all of everything that I shared with you today is all in that course, but all in an organized fashion that you can check out if you would like. The link is down in the description of the video. It's dtjacademy.com. And with that, you would join the Discord that we're building to build out a Christian-based day trading community with the purpose of we become profitable so we can have kingdom impact. So it's more than just making money on the charts. We want to have a kingdom impact in the world around us. So and this financial freedom gives us that ability to have that impact. So check that out. Also use the code DTJ, guys, if you do use Apex. Other than that, guys, God bless. Stay safe. Stay warm. Have a great weekend. God bless you. And we will see you all on Monday. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.